we are going to go over a Bible story, and it's in the Old Testament, in the book of Daniel. Has anybody ever heard of Daniel before? Sure. All right, well, you can hear about Daniel. Charity is going to help me as I tell the story and draw images for you so you can visualize it in your mind. All right, so starts off with Daniel and King Darius, and they are in Babylon.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but Daniel, he prayed 3 times a day, every day, in his room upstairs at his house. And so he was a very strong Christian and was a faithful follower of God. And Daniel was appointed as an administrator in Babylon. And he did such a great job being an administrator that King Darius was planning to put Daniel in charge of the entire kingdom. Well, the other administrators did not like that idea, and they were jealous of Daniel, and they decided that they wanted to get Daniel fired from his job, but they couldn't find anything that he did wrong. So they couldn't figure out a way for him to be fired. But they said, we won't find anything to get Daniel in trouble unless it has something to do with his God's laws. So they went to the king and said, "Oh, King Darius, live forever." And they said, all of us have agreed that the king should make a law that no one can pray to anyone else but you for the next 30 days. So the king thought about it, and he decided, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So he made it a law. Well, Daniel heard about the new law, and obviously it was kind of a sad thing for him to hear. But he went home, and he prayed to God like he always did, 3 times a day, in his upstairs room by the window that looked towards Jerusalem. And the other administrators, they were keeping a close eye on Daniel because they wanted to catch him. And they saw him praying, so they went to the king and they said, "Didn't you make a law that no one could pray to anyone but you for the next 30 days? And the king said, "Yes, I made that a law." And the men said, "Well, Daniel is disobeying you. He's still praying to his God 3 times a day." So the king was very upset to hear this. And he wanted to keep Daniel from having to go in the lion's den. So the bad men, they came back to the king and said, "Now remember, O king, the law can't be changed." So the king was very sad, but he had to tell him to go ahead and put Daniel in the lion's den. And he said to Daniel, "May your God, whom you continually serve, rescue you." The den was very dark, and they covered it with a large stone. But the king went home to his palace, and he couldn't eat or sleep because he was so concerned about Daniel. Well, first thing in the morning, the king quickly went to the lion's den, and he yelled to Daniel, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you continually serve, rescued you from the lions?" And Daniel, he called back and he said, "Oh yes, king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he closed the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." The king was so happy that Daniel was still alive, and that no harm had come to him. And Daniel had no injuries at all, because he had trusted in God. Then the king made a new law that everyone should honor Daniel's God. So, I don't know if you guys are catching on, but our song was talking about that we should shine for Jesus. And that's what Daniel did. And, you know, one thing we can do, especially right now as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, and the Christmas holidays, you know, there's lots of people that don't even have food for the holidays, and we're planning big feasts, you know, so we can do things for charity and like give money to the poor, or do give food, you know, canned food drives and stuff. So we need to be doing good deeds to show our love to others, you know, our love for what God wants us to do and our love for God. So I'm going to teach you guys a verse, and it is in Matthew 5:16, and I'll get to there in just a second. Alright, now the verse is, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." So, you can disregard the top, but here we go. "Let your light shine before men, so that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Matthew 5:16. Alright, so we'll go through it a couple more times and see if you guys can get it. Alright, "Let your light shine before men, so that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Again, "Let your light shine before men, so they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." You guys think you're getting it? Should we go through it again, or anybody want to try by themselves? No? Go through it again? Yes, you want to do it?
Let your light shine before men, so that they may see the good deeds and praise your Father in heaven.
Very good. Do you remember where it's found?
What?
Do you remember where it's found in the Bible?
Matthew 6.
Very close. 5:16.
Oh.
Very close.
Good job.
Anybody else?
Go for it, Lindsay. No, I forgot it.
Should we go through it together again? Does that help? Alright.
Okay.
"Let your light shine before men, so they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Got it this time? Matthew 5:16.
Okay. "Let your light shine before men, so they may see good deeds and praise for your Father in heaven." Matthew 5:16.
Very good.
Alright, good job.
Alright, Melody. You can do it. You try it.
Let your light shine, so that he
Before me.
before me to see good deeds, praise your Father in heaven.
Very good.
Yeah, good job.
Matthew 5:16.
Very good.
Alright.
Alright, good job, everybody. Alright.